There's a reason most people never escape the invisible cage they were born into. A reason why generation after generation walks the same path, speaks the same excuses, and inherits the same limitations dressed up as reality. It's not the economy. It's not the government. It's not luck, genetics, or the alignment of the stars. It's the mind. The battlefield is internal, and the chains that bind most people to mediocrity are forged in thought long before they manifest in reality. The average person wakes up every morning already defeated, not by the world, but by the beliefs they've accepted as truth. You've heard it before. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. Success is for the lucky. These phrases are not wisdom, they're poison. Generational toxins passed down like family heirlooms, spoken with pride as if poverty were a badge of honor instead of a disease of the spirit. The truth? Most people stay broke because they never challenge the script. They don't question the system that tells them to trade time for money until they're too old to live. They don't realize they were taught to be obedient, not to be powerful. From the moment you enter the system, you're conditioned to seek permission, permission to speak, permission to move, permission to rest. But wealth doesn't come to those who wait for permission. Wealth comes to those who declare war on passivity, who wake up one day and say, "This ends with me." You cannot tiptoe your way to freedom. You must march with audacity. Look at every great figure of transformation: Carnegie, Ford, Rockefeller, Oprah, Musk, Jobs. They were all radicals of thought. Not because they were smarter, not because they had more money, but because they refused to think like the masses. While others saw risk, they saw opportunity. While others begged for security, they demanded freedom. And here's the brutal truth. Most people would rather be comfortably miserable than uncomfortably successful, because success demands change, and change is terrifying when your identity is built on struggle. Most people don't want to be rich. They want to feel safe. They want to seem ambitious while avoiding every sacrifice success demands. But you cannot out-earn a poor mindset. You can't fake abundance while you still believe deep down that money is evil, that wealth is corrupt, that you are somehow not one of those people. You must rewire your mind at the source, where belief is born and identity is formed. This is why broke isn't a bank account. Broke is a worldview. It's how you speak, how you move, how you treat time, how you see yourself when no one's watching, and until that shifts, nothing else can. Broke people treat time like it's infinite and money like it's scarce. Wealthy minds do the opposite because time is the one currency you can't multiply. Once it's spent, it's gone forever. The rich obsess over how to buy it back. The poor waste it like it costs nothing. Scroll, binge, complain, repeat, all while the clock bleeds out. So here's a wake-up call for the dreamer still sleeping inside you. You're not broke because you failed. You're broke because you haven't started. You're not tired. You're uninspired. You're not stuck. You're choosing safety over growth, comfort over calling. And until you get violently honest with yourself, nothing changes. Let's talk about clarity, because without it, you're driving a car blindfolded. Most people don't know what they want. They think they want more money, but they haven't defined what enough even looks like. They chase vague goals with no deadlines, no action plan, no emotional connection, and then wonder why they stay stuck. Clarity is power. Clarity creates precision, and precision creates results. The universe responds to focused intention, not vague desperation. When Edison wanted to create the electric light, he didn't just hope it would happen. He decided it would happen, and then failed over 1,000 times with the same conviction. That's the level of clarity that makes the impossible bend to your will. Most people never experience that clarity. They drown in distractions, trapped in a fog of mental clutter, endlessly reacting instead of creating. They fill their calendars with obligations and their minds with noise, and then wonder why their life feels like a treadmill exhausting but stationary. Break the cycle. Silence the noise. Get radically clear on what you want, not what your parents want, not what society expects, what you want at the soul level. Because clarity creates gravity, and once you're clear, you'll notice the right people, ideas, and opportunities begin to orbit your vision. But vision without belief is hallucination. This is where most people fail. They get excited, they write their goals, they build their vision boards, and then nothing. Because deep down, they don't believe they're worthy. Discipline. This is the dividing line between the dreamers and the builders, between the wishful thinkers and the ones who shape the world. And this is why most people stay broke. They confuse motivation with commitment. They wait for inspiration to strike like lightning, never realizing that lightning doesn't build empires. Discipline does. Discipline is doing what must be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. It's getting up early when no one's watching. It's studying when others are sleeping. It's investing in yourself when there's no immediate reward. Discipline is boring. It's unsexy. But it's also the most consistent builder of wealth in human history. While the masses chase shortcuts, scroll through highlight reels, and seek dopamine hits, the disciplined are in the shadows, stacking brick after brick, day after day, until the world suddenly discovers them. But there is no sudden. There is no overnight success. There's just the work you didn't see. The truth is, broke people stay broke because they seek comfort before mastery. They want the lifestyle before the sacrifice. But life doesn't pay you for what you want. It pays you for what you've earned. And you earn wealth through action, massive, imperfect, relentless action. The greats didn't wait for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. They moved in uncertainty. They failed forward. They launched before they were ready. They got in the game and learned while bleeding. But most people, they live in research mode, analysis paralysis, waiting for the stars to align. Watching videos, taking notes, planning endlessly, yet never acting. This is self-sabotage disguised as preparation. You can't think your way to success. You act your way there. Every step you take is a signal to the universe, I'm ready. And when you move with conviction, doors appear that never would have shown themselves to the idle mind. Here's the harsh truth. You will never be more ready than you are right now. You'll never feel 100% confident. You'll never have every answer. But wealth doesn't require perfection. It requires momentum. Even the smallest action, repeated with intensity, becomes a weapon. Small habits become systems. Systems become momentum. And momentum becomes inevitable success. But you cannot stay broke and build momentum at the same time. Something has to break. And most often, what has to break is your attachment to your past identity. That voice inside your head that whispers, "Who do you think you are?" That's the voice of your limitations trying to stay alive. Kill it. Replace it with a new voice, one that speaks from your future self, not your wounded past. One that declares, "I'm building a legacy. I'm becoming someone my bloodline has never seen before." Because that is what wealth truly is. Not just money, but transformation. And transformation requires gratitude. Not the soft, fluffy kind. Not posting quotes online while complaining behind closed doors. Real gratitude. Gratitude for the struggle, for the process, for the silence, for the season when nobody claps for you. That is where champions are born. Most people stay broke because they resent the process that was meant to refine them. They complain about the job instead of mastering it. They curse the delay instead of learning from it. They see the obstacle and forget that it's the gym where their character is trained. You can't receive abundance while cursing the very season preparing you for it. Gratitude shifts your frequency. It tunes your mind to see opportunity where others see oppression. It trains your heart to hold wealth when it arrives, because money without gratitude becomes entitlement. But money with gratitude becomes impact, adaptability. The game is always changing. Technology shifts, markets crash, trends die. And the broke, they cling to the past. They romanticize what once was. They resist evolution. But the wealthy, they pivot. They stay students. They adapt fast. They embrace discomfort because they know that in every disruption lies a new kingdom waiting to be claimed. Kodak stayed broke because they couldn't adapt. Blockbuster stayed broke because they ignored innovation. Don't let that be your story. Learn to evolve before the world forces you to. The entrepreneur who wins today is the one who learns faster than their competition, who stays humble enough to say, I don't know this yet, but I will. That hunger to learn is a trait that separates the rising from the stagnant, and that brings us to resilience. The one trait that cannot be bought, borrowed, or gifted. Resilience is forged in failure. It's sculpted by rejection. It's the decision to keep moving forward when everything in you screams to stop. Most people stay broke because they make failure mean something it doesn't.